Into the Breach is a turn-based strategy game that has you use a team of mechs to save the world. It's a game that makes you focus on using your team's abilities to maneuver around the enemy and take out as many of them as possible. To be honest, watching footage of the game will tell you 90% of everything you need to know, but let me fill in some of the gaps. You command a team of 3 different mechs to fight against giant bugs. You use their different abilities to limit damage to nearby buildings and make the bugs do damage to each other. It seems like a fairly standard strategy game, but its strength is in its replayability. I beat the game in the first couple of hours I played of it, but have continued to play way more. Your team of 3 mechs isn't set in stone. You can actually unlock 7 more teams, all with different abilities. The most interesting part is, you don't have to beat the game with one team to play with another. All you have to do is complete challenges to unlock more mechs. This at first might seem a little backwards. Why would you not want to save the world before moving on? To tell you the truth, some of the mech teams were created more interesting than others. Obviously that comes down to personal preference, but it's easy to see that some are more aggressive while others are more tactical. So there are 8 different mech teams you can try and save the world with, but the replayability doesn't end there. There are even more achievements to complete, different pilots to collect, and medals to earn. I don't think the medals have any gameplay impact, but it is really cool to see all the different pilots and their abilities. The game tries to use its setting to make you care about the actions you are taking in the game, but this is definitely one of those games where you play it for fun. No half-baked story elements or civilian saved counter can make you care about the world you are saving. Into the Breach comes down to using cool mechs to blow up a bunch of bugs, and you do it over and over again. Sure, the enemy variety is a little lacking, the battle scenario is a little repetitive, and being able to equip other mechs' special abilities make them less unique, but it still comes across as a pretty fun game. Here's hoping that the devs release a huge content update like they did for FTL, and I hope they eventually let the players speed up the bugs' turn. Sometimes when there are too many enemies, it can take a little while for them to take all of their turns. I also have to mention how I played the game, since I did play it on Nintendo Switch. I mostly played the game in handheld mode, but when I did dock it, I was pretty close to my screen. It is a game that was definitely made with using a mouse in mind, but controlling the cursor with an analog stick was fine as long as you can see up close the cursor movement. Into the Breach is an intimate experience that you have to get up close and personal with, even if it falls flat once in a while. It's definitely a good game, and I have already put over 20 hours into it and have lots left to do.